Oh, man. I got to tell you, folks, I watched CNN last night. I did. I hadn't done that in a long time.
And your head didn't explode?
Woo! I took Advil. I started to go buy a 12-pack of beer just to get through it. I mean, Looney Tune City. Anyway, how y'all all? Welcome, Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us as we rock and roll. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a lot line. Yes, I did. I said, I know people that like to watch that side it's almost comedy. Some of it's almost, they had every conspiracy you could possibly think of. And when they went over that, they were never talking about the pick. A lot of the people didn't talk about the pick. I'm being honest with you, Brandon. What I saw, I went in and out. Yeah. Trump, Mueller, Cohen is going to turn on him. All it was, one guy they had on this gray-haired guy that wrote The Truth About Trump. I don't remember who he was. His thing was the reason he wants to put Kavanaugh up is because if you look at his readings, he does not believe that you can indict a president. Yes. You can only impeach a president. And if you put him on there by October 1st, and then they go to indict Trump, and then it goes to the Supreme Court, that Trump can win. So Trump's doing this to protect himself. I mean, it was all these theories, and I'm going, wow. I know you got to fill airtime. I understand that. But, gee whiz. And I just thought, and look, ABC Nightline was blasting controversial nominee before he was even announced. The new Supreme Court picked very controversial, whoever he or she turned out to be. That was a consensus of ABC Nightline about 90 minutes before Donald Trump announced the name of the judge, Brett Kavanaugh. Nightline Twitter page blasted. They blasted somebody they didn't know. See, what if he'd have said, I want to announce that Jesus Christ, the Lord and Savior, is going to be the deal? They would have nutted up on him. They would have been mad at him because all this changing the definition of marriage, gone. Killing babies, gone. LGBT, go in the bathroom you want, gone. I mean, it'd be so much gone. They would beat up Jesus way more than they're going to beat up Kavanaugh. And Barack Obama got 2 nominees, Marxist-type people, approving no problem. And when the Democrats, who, by the way, can't win at the ballot box, they have to win at the federal courts and appeal courts and the Supreme Court. Because people don't want Marxism, they don't want communism, and they don't want socialism. Socialism is for the ignorant. Socialism is not for people that want to be free and be the best they can be. It's for the ignorant. People that want to be, I don't know why people live like this. Some people they want to be led by somebody. They want somebody to tell them what to do, how to do it, when to do it. And there's a lot of Americans that want that. They want to be told what to do. I don't understand that. That ain't freedom. That's not freedom at all. So he picks Kavanaugh and they nut up, and they are nutting up. When I was watching CNN, I thought, what if they'd have put Moses on there? I grabbed me biblical character. I said, why not just put Jesus? If they had nominated Jesus Christ on a Supreme Court, the Democrats and the left would be nutting up to no end because they want to do it the controlled, socialistic, communistic way. They protested at the Supreme Court before the nominee was even announced. They don't care about the country. They don't care about the Constitution. They don't care about God and natural law. They don't care about anything to do with the law. Those countries that follow what the left is doing have all been destroyed or being destroyed. Look, I know as much about Kavanaugh as anybody else, and as little about Kavanaugh as anybody else. Okay? But they are going to try to beat him to death. He's already been approved. He served on the Court of Appeals for D.C. Circuit. You have to be approved by the Senate. And the Senate's already voted for this guy. They've already approved him. Now, all of a sudden, he's a worthless piece of crap because Trump wants him. And just watch it, folks. Just watch how crazy they are. And they are crazy. And it's unfortunate. The people that believe in what they believe, we ought to send them to countries, like we ought to interview people and say, what country do you want us to be like? And if they say, I want to be like Venezuela, ship them to Venezuela for 2 years. You know, you got people that believe the Muslim states are good. Ship them over there and tell them to enjoy themselves. Why are people coming from South America? Because it ain't too good over there. There's no economy. There's no jobs. There's no hope. There's no freedom. We got people in this country that want to be like Venezuela and be like South America and all other countries. They don't even, you're not even given you're found guilty in this country by the left. You're guilty before you're proven innocent. You're guilty before you're proven innocent. It's frustrating. But I had to watch it, Brandon. I turned it over there. You got comments, 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline if you'd like to be part of the program. It's your opportunity to be a voice. It's, it is what it is, folks. And so we got a nominee, and yes, the pick should be voted on before October 1st. If the Republicans, 51 of them, would just vote up and down the line, let them go through the process, the hate that's going to come, the hate and everything, go through the process and vote him in and don't worry about it. You won. We won in the election. We won. When Barack Obama won, he won. They gave him his Supreme Court justice. They handed it to him with no problem. Republicans, some of them barely even fought. That doesn't happen when it gets to the other side. And the problem is the Democrats have the press helping them lock, stock, and barrel. They just do. They're going to help them every since. You realize last night, Brandon, you may remember the girl's name, Fox News host canceled a live show over volatile protests that the lady felt
Shannon
threatened. Yeah, she felt threatened. Did anybody at CNN and MSNBC and ABC and CBS and NBC, did any of them feel threatened not to do their program? These people are violent because they got hate. The true hate has always been on the left-hand side.
Well, and because they're being encouraged by people like Maxine Waters.
And Al Sharpton and all these. But, Brandon, the press helps push it, too. They put these nuts on TV. Okay? The people didn't want Hillary Clinton. Why in the hell they voted for Barack Obama, I'm still trying to figure that out. The worst president we've ever had by far, worse than Jimmy Carter. He got everything he wanted. He got his Supreme Court justice. He got the dumbest health care system to screw the whole thing up, the Medicaid expansion. That's what our people don't understand. In the states like us, like John Bell, he expanded Medicaid. Sarah, I was going to get to this later, but the girl that writes in the Baton Rouge Advocate, what was it, Stephanie Grace? She said Bell Edwards' two biggest accomplishments was expanding Medicaid, which is really devastating us. Another report today, the other day, July 8th, chief auditor criticized willy-nilly, loosey-goosey oversight of Medicaid spending. And just one story after another. And that was one of his best accomplishments. And the other one she's bragging about is his criminal justice reform. And those are the two things he's going to run on. I hope he runs on those two things. Can't run on economy. Can't run on jobs. By the way, Texas rebound to become America's top business state. CNBC put out their report. We were 44th. They were first. And the reason they're first, the energy sector. The energy sector to turbocharge the $1.6 trillion Texas economy. Remember, 360-something thousand new jobs in Texas. Just Texas alone. And when oil and gas was so high, years ago, Louisiana was right there with it, reaping the benefits. But this time, Texas is, and not Louisiana and everybody else, because we got John Bell Edwards. It's a fact. His lawsuit buddies have run the oil and gas industry out of the state. That's a fact. He did it. He crushed the economy with the Medicaid expansion. Those are facts. They can't even argue with that. If you're going to run on a Medicaid expansion and the criminal justice reform, good luck with that, John Bell. But I told you, they're going to be sticking stuff out there every day about how the economy's changing. He's saved. And by the way, she did say, Brendan, he inherited the deficit. By the way, he voted for. How can you inherit something that you Brandon, you got a house note?
Yes, sir.
You inherited that?
Nope.
You signed your name to it?
I signed my name to it.
I was just asking. I didn't know how. And to Stephanie Grace and Bell Edwards and Jay Dart and that gang, they think inheriting something is something that you sign your name on. Brandon, I got a truck note. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Brandon, I inherited that truck note.
Mm-hmm.
I signed my name to it.
Yep.
I got a house note, Brandon. Last I looked, I didn't inherit that house. I signed my name to it.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Edwards signed his name to all those budget deficits. John Alario did too. So anyway, I didn't mean to drift on that because I'll get to that in a minute. But the bottom line is Texas is booming because of energy, and we're not because of lack of energy. And our energy jobs, they're over there because of the lawsuits headed by trial lawyers that will support John Bel Edwards in the upcoming election. That's what you're going to see. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. Did Trump make the right choice? And that's all. You never know about that till somebody becomes the Supreme Court justice. Kennedy, people like that. You just don't know how they're going to vote. Justice Roberts let us down so bad on health care. It's not even funny. So your thoughts and your comments, are y'all seeing the Looney Tunes get crazier? Because I am. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline, and I got an open line for you. We'll be right back. Hi, y'all. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has that hotline if you'd like to be part of the program. Yes, watching CNN last night, it was all pound Trump. They really did not talk about. Now, Brandon, I didn't watch it all, but with a little bit I watched, I tried to stay in there with it and go back and come back. But with a little bit I watched, they definitely ripped all over Donald Trump. So the constant bounding of Trump is never stopping. And they even talked about Mueller and impeachment and all that kind of. That's what they were talking about. They really wasn't even talking much about the pick because they didn't care who the pick was. Let me ask you a question. You think if they had named Jesus Christ, do you think the left would have said, "Oh, we're not going to touch that"? They'd have pounded on him hard. Matter of fact, most of that party is made up of non-believers. They just are. And that's a fact. They did a poll on it. So I just know you could have named Jesus. So everybody else is a lot below Jesus. And I just know what they would have done. And they didn't care what the name was. They didn't care what the name was. All right, let's go to phone line. Start with David in North Louisiana. David, how you doing?
Moon, I hope your summer's going well, brother.
Well, it is. I hope it's getting ready to get better because I'm going to be gone for about the next 10 days. So hopefully it's really getting ready to be good.
Good. Well, I'm angry at Bobby Jindal, and I'm angry at John Bel Edwards. All that you've said for the last 2 years has come true in my life. This 11% sales tax and all the rest. I'm right now driving on my way to try to get a high school teaching job, come out of retirement, because these governors have taken all my money.
Yep. And by the way, that's happening a lot, and that's why we got out-migration. All right? We just got out-migration because people are looking for jobs. They're trying to better themselves. Breaks my heart to see the oil and gas industry doing so well in Texas and other states. And here, people have to leave here to go work in the business that, hell, I ain't going to say we invented it, but dang it, Louisiana played a big part in oil and gas for a long time to have this governor and his lawsuit buddies doing what they're doing to our precious industry. It just blows my mind.
I tell you, it makes me mad because I'm a professionally trained geologist. I actually went, don't tell my LSU buddies, I actually went to Tennessee. But I'm a professional geologist, and I've got to look for a high school teaching job. Isn't that something?
Yeah. Well, I wish you the best of luck to that. I hope you get that.
Thank you, brother. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you very much. Bless you. Appreciate it. 844-766-6607. I promise you, Stephanie Grace wrote an article saying that John Bel Edwards is going to run on Medicaid expansion and criminal justice. Well, he's playing to his base. He's a one-term governor. I don't care how many puff pieces they write between now and next year's election, and it's going to be a ton of puff pieces. But I'll be here to straighten it out. Mike in Shreveport. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, doing good. How you doing, Mr. Moon?
I'm doing fine, sir.
Wonderful, wonderful. I've got some information from a very reliable source. It's a confidential source. I can't disclose who the individual was that gave it to me, but I'm sure you may have heard about this. President Trump tried to get Hillary on the short list, but they said she had a little glitch on her record. Do you know anything about that?
No, I don't know if they try to get her, but I don't. She is a glitch.
But they said that she was going to be on the short list. But when he told me that, I wanted to know which list was he referring to, and he wouldn't disclose that.
Yeah, I can think of a lot of lists. One of them would not be Supreme Court justice, though. But I can think of a lot of lists.
I want you to know I thoroughly enjoy your show, and I look up to you. I'm 5'6", so I look up. You're 6 foot, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm at least 6 foot.
Thank you for what you're doing.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thank you for what you're doing.
At least you're well over 6 foot.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Well, I probably push 6'5", but a little less maybe. But I'm right in that area. And if I had my afro, my bush still out, I'd be 6'7".
Yeah.
And by the way, that's the programming note I wanted to make sure you mention. I'll be gone the rest of this week and next week. Got great lineup for you, though. Attorney Jeff Landry, who, by the way, Brandon, and I don't know if you saw the list tonight, he has some big Trump Washington insiders that will be on with him.
Mick Mulvaney will be on.
Now, I don't remember who the names were.
Yeah, Mick Mulvaney was one of them. Let's see here. He's got a few other ones as well.
I think he was working on Jeff Sessions.
He's working on Jeff Sessions, yes.
And so he's Wednesday. Thursday's Clay Young. Clay always does a great job. We love having Clay on. I love messing with him. I know he's not going to say anything bad about me tomorrow. Thursday. On Friday, Dallas Hickson will be in studio. He will be in Lafayette. Anybody want to come by and say hi to Dallas, I'm sure he'll be glad to shake your hand and sell you a car. Also, Monday, Brett Guyman, according to my phone, is Guyman. Tuesday, I think Blake Miguez. Wednesday, Guyman again, huh? Yeah. Clay, no.
Either him
no,
or Clay
Young. And then Guyman or Guyman, depending on what your phone listens to. And then, of course, on 20th will be Dallas Hickson again. So it's going to be a lot of fun, different variety of people. So y'all have a good time without me. And by the way, today's kind of an open forum edition. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. If Jesus was the nominee, do you think the Democrats would beat him up? I'm just asking. Anybody has a clue? We'll take a break. Be right back. So great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. If you'd like to be part of the program, your opportunity to be a voice. And open forum edition. I'll be gone starting tomorrow, back on the 23rd. Great lineup for you folks. So you have a variety of people from elected officials to business owners to downright fools. Nothing against Brett Guyman.
Oh, man.
How's it Guyman?
Guyman.
By the way, I don't know what I'm doing saying this. He's going to have 2 shows, 4 hours to beat me to pieces.
Yes, he will. But you'll be in Alaska
I think
at that point,
I think Blake Miguez and Brett Guyman and Dallas Hickson and Clay Young, there's no way they'll talk bad about me on my program.
Well, don't forget about Jeff Landry. I'm sure he'll have a couple things to say.
God, I forgot about him, too, man. I would think Jeff would be the nicest of that group. He's the attorney general. He has to be. All right, folks, I want to jump gears. I made the remarks going off the air. We all know people that get addicted and hooked on things that we wish didn't happen. Their family members, their friends. You run into people and you hear about their kids. And where do you start? Where do you go? I got a gentleman right here, Mr. Billy Fava, who's a part of the Last Resort Recovery. First of all, good morning. Good to see you again.
Yeah, good morning to you, and thanks for having me.
Well, I know you do some ministry stuff along these lines as well, but let's talk about this first, the Last Resort Recovery Center, and who you looking for? Because there are people out there that don't know what to do, and I'm convinced you probably run into them all the time. They really don't know where to turn. You guys got a place for them to help them out. And by the way, this is men we're talking to, correct?
That's right, male only. Yeah, that's right. I had 3 phone calls before 6:30 yesterday morning. Lots of people with kids, family members, loved ones in trouble with alcohol and drugs. A lot of people just think that it'll go away. It won't. A lot of people think it's a matter of willpower or a moral issue. It's not. It's a disease. It gets worse, never better. And most people benefit from inpatient treatment. And that's what we do at the Last Resort. We're all male. We think recovery is more successful with gender specific. And we're in Austin, Texas, south of Austin, Texas, about 45 minutes south of Austin, Texas. Most all of the clinicians there are master's degreed and above. It's on a 50-acre ranch, and they use the traditional 12-step recovery program, but also some other, non-traditional means of getting to the patients.
Yeah, this is, by the way, folks, and if you're out there and you know somebody, you have a family member, there's nothing to be ashamed of because things happen. And things happen. So you have to have a place to turn. And that's why I wanted to bring Mr. Billy on there, because he does have a place to turn with men. And talk a little bit about what they go through or what they go into, or kind of like what does this resort do?
Okay, well, it's primary treatment. It's anywhere from 45 to 90 days. We accept most all insurances, and what they do is they have intense counseling, one-on-one counseling. They have group counseling. They have they work with horses, a big, really fine equine program where they're able to connect. Most of these addicts have really never learned or forgot how to learn to live and how to connect with people and how to be real and genuine and get down to their feelings. I've always said that a lot of people think if you take away the substance, everything is okay. But once somebody's well into addiction, it's like if you have a drunken horse thief and you sober him up, you have a sober horse thief.
You still have the problem.
You still have the problem. Yeah. And in the last resort, I've been doing this for 37 years. It's the best that I've seen. Also, I do interventions with families that don't know what to do to help them do a planned meeting with the family member or the friend that's having the problems, and give them a solution. Tell them what they look like to them and give them a solution.
But you've been doing this for 37 years, so I know you've seen some things that maybe didn't go as well. But the bottom line is you've seen a lot of recovery. You've seen a lot of people get their lives back together. And that's the bottom line, is to get people back on the right track. Because I'm sure it's a tough walk after that, too. But getting them back on that track is big. And so that's why I asked the question. It's always something deeper that's causing it. So if you take away the alcohol, that's fine. You still have a problem somewhere.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And over at the last resort, they're very good at getting to that. They also have what I find is a phenomenal family program, because the family gets just as sick as the addict or the alcoholic. You sure do. And they good intention, but they try to save them, try to saying the right things, screaming, taking things away from them.
You ever heard this? You're a little older than me, so you know better than me. You ever heard, as a family, you go through things together. So I'm sure what you're trying to do with people when a family member comes here, y'all got to work with the family just as close, because you're trying to walk them all together. So when they do come out, they're headed in the right direction. That's exactly right. When when they get out, they have to be ready to meet the world on a totally different terms. And they're very good at from the second week that client arrives, they'll already be working on an exit program for them. What are we going to do if you put them back in the same environment? They're gonna fail much more than likely. Something has to change. They have to go to sober living away from home, and not in all cases, but in the majority of the cases they do. So this gives them opportunity, a new start, good direction. I know you've been doing this, and you do some counseling too. Been helping people in this direction for a long time. I know through the church and things of that nature as well. Yeah, I do. I'm involved with Celebrate Recovery at the Bayou Church, and I've been doing that for about probably 18 years, and I facilitate an addiction group. But Moon, it's amazing. I bet you in the last month, I know of at least 10 people that have died from addiction, either from overdose or suicide. The drugs today are unbelievably powerful, and they can cause permanent psychosis and even death. I mean, this fentanyl that's being mixed with heroin and everything like that. The Last Resort works with dual diagnosis, people that have emotional as well as addiction problems.
but you have to remove the substance before you can get down to the problem. And we have an 8-bed detox unit over there that's medically staffed, so we can get them detoxed safely to where we can get them on a level playing field.
I mean, it's a question, I guess, and it's a long process. But I guess the first process starts when somebody says, I have a problem. Or a parent notices a kid. You got a problem, son. I want to help you. That's where it's got to start, and that's where you guys can take over and help them.
That's exactly right, because they need professional help. I mean, frothy emotional appeal will rarely ever do. They need help. They need to be away from their environment, get an education, get down to those root causes. We do a thing called the Braveheart Experience, where they go out into the wilderness, the woods for 3 nights, and they get down to the real gut issues about what it is to be a man, what it takes to be a man, and that consists of it's okay to cry, it's okay to have emotions, it's that's a very valuable method to get down to the heart of the matter.
I hear a story every now and then. Somebody said, I just went cold turkey and walked away, and thank God they were able to do that. But that's not the norm. The norm is coming to a place like the Last Resort Recovery Center and letting some professionals get with you, because all this stuff is individual. I bet every person is different. Every personality is different. So you almost got to treat everybody a little different in some ways.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a one size fits all for sure.
Yeah, you can tell I've been working with Pastor Walker a little bit to get to.
Yeah,
Mike Walker's forgot more than I'll ever know. So
yeah, but
all right, let's do this in the remaining couple minutes. Let's tell people how to get in touch with y'all. Phone number, website, anything like that, so people can know that you're there. If they call you today, they call you tomorrow, whenever, that y'all can get some people taken care of. And by the way, he's looking for men. This is for men.
Men only. Yeah.
Is there a certain age or not really?
Oh, not really. I've had them in there in the 60s, and I would say the average census is probably mid-30s, early 40s. Okay, the toll-free number is 866-739-8657, and the website is www.lastresortrecovery.com.
Lastresortrecovery.com. And you folks sitting there going, man, I wonder if I need to do this. Let me just tell them, call you. You can help them figure out if they need to do this.
That's exactly right.
Just call you and say, look, I got a son, I got a brother, I got an aunt, I know a girl, a guy, I know somebody in school. They can just help you with the information to get them going and see if y'all can help them. That's all you want to do. So they need to call a number, go on the website. I'm sure they can email y'all and things of that nature from the site. And just let them know you got a problem. And maybe you can tell them what to do to help that person want to help themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you've been in the ministry doing this too.
Yeah.
So you can help them help that person want to help themselves.
Yeah, there used to be a theory that the person goes down to the bottom and asks for help. Now, a lot of them die on the way down to the bottom. We can try to bring the bottom up to them and get them some quality treatment at and it's a 50-acre. It's on 50 acres. It's a nice place to be
anyway. It's a
anyway.
beautiful place.
Yeah.
But I do want to suggest again, so you're sitting there and don't know how to approach somebody. Why don't you call Mr. Billy Fava and call the team and get on the website and maybe get some help that they can help you to get somebody to come in and say, okay, I got a problem. Because all you're trying to do is really save a life. And then, not after you save the life, that they may have a quality of life up the road.
Exactly. So yeah.
It's a great place, folks.
Yeah, don't hesitate to call. It doesn't cost anything to call and get the information.
Give out your number. Your website is lastresortrecovery.com, lastresortrecovery.com. Give out the number one more time, Mr. Billy.
It's 866-739-8657.
It's that simple, folks, to get started. And if you got a question, shoot, call them and ask them. Get on the website. Check them out. That way you'll know, because there's not a person in listening audience, in my listening audience, that don't know somebody or family or friend. Maybe you're a college kid going, my buddy Joe, Joe is struggling with life because there's something deeper that's causing it. Y'all going to try to work all the way down to the inner core and build them back up, and that's big.
That's right, where they can go out and live their life.
God bless you, man.
Thank
When
you.
you run into the pastor, just tell him hi for me. Tell him I am a good guy.
I'll tell him.
I got to jab the pastor. The pastor will often text me to calm down. All right, we got to take a break. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has it hotline. All right, CNBC. Best top states for business. Louisiana came in at 44th. Hey, we're 44th. Okay. Texas, number one. Why? Top spot. Energy sector, helping to turbocharge the $1.6 trillion economy. Isn't that ironic? I want you to look at this. Us in Texas. Louisiana has been such a front runner in oil and gas for years. Now, we've had companies leave before because you had people like Bananas Foster out there fighting the all processing tax. Companies start leaving. So here we go. Bell Edwards is elected. All prices continue to climb. Texas starts to boom. The last couple of years, boom city. What do? We expand Medicaid. Call it economic development. And the press goes along with it. But the same prices that Texas is enjoying right now and the work they're enjoying right now used to be happening in Louisiana. Louisiana, last time the oil boom was up, got up to $144 a barrel. Things were booming here so much it wasn't even funny. So what's changed? When you elect a trial lawyer's friend in the governor's position and you encourage lawsuits by your own parishes, this is what happens. There's not a person in the oil and gas industry that doesn't understand the election of Bell Edwards, the election of the lawsuits, and the election of this guy has stopped our economy. And just go across the border and it's booming. Texas economy remains broad-based expansion. The state's energy sector continues to boom, and areas of the state tied to oil and gas are growing at the strongest pace since 2004. How's that working out in Louisiana with Bell Edwards and the trial lawyers suing all oil companies? It's not. That's the problem. West Texas crude is up. The economy's booming, and we're not a part of it. Why? Or anybody asking the question, why are we not a part of it? Well, and people in the oil and gas industry. The boom is coming because of oil and gas, and it ought to be happening right here, too. But it's not because of John Bell Edwards and his lawsuit buddies who are gearing up to fight him, and then they give money to Bell Edwards to run for campaign, for election, and the press is going to write all these nice things about the economy that he can't write about. Not if he's sincere about it. There's not an oil and gas guy. I don't go by it. Don't tell me, boy, I tell you what, we don't get rid of this dang governor. We'll see if they're going to put their money where their mouth is, because we want the jobs here. We want them in Louisiana. Governor John Bell Edwards, co-governor Jay Darden, and the lawsuits and the lawyers that are pounding our oil companies, have run them out of here. When oil prices were booming back then, before Bell Edwards came along, we were doing well. Then it went down and we were hurting. And yet Texas started rolling a couple years ago. What were we doing? We were expanding Medicaid and calling it economic development. So Texas, we're 44th. Okay? And that's top state for business. Economy, we're dead last. GDP, we're dead last. Out-migrations continue to mount because people are looking for jobs, and we had 10 sessions, never one time out of the mouth of the governor, we're here to create jobs and to give our business guys the opportunity to make it. All we ever heard from him is, we need to take more money from everybody. Wow, what a big difference. All right, when we get back, Sirius technology. Hurricane season's here. Don't go nowhere. Let's go. Hi, y'all. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has that hotline if you'd like to be part of the program. Now, Going to jump gears again. Hurricane season, a lot of stuff going on. My good friends here, y'all hear me brag about them a lot. Sirius Technology, Mike Fontenot, Peter Vadrine in here. Hey, guys.
Good morning.
Always good to see you. It's always good to see y'all, especially when I'm going to lunch.
Hey.
But I got a problem, Brandon. They smiling. That means I'm buying. Well, it is hurricane season. I know they had one out there kind of filling around, but you guys, y'all do a great job with Cummins generators. It's something y'all really specialize in.
Yes.
And what's going on right now? No hurricanes around, and you they can call y'all 2 days before it hit, but that don't mean you can service them 2 days before it hits.
That's correct. Now's the time when they need to make a move to have everything being prepared. Because what's going to happen is if a hurricane comes through, we're going to have a lot of generators to be working on. It's inevitable.
One of the things I'm noticing right now, too, guys, is what y'all doing. Y'all got affordable payment plans. So if somebody says, a generator, look, let's be honest, we ain't talking about a couple $100s. We're not talking about one you go buy at one of the stores. These are ones y'all come out, service, set up. So you're talking about a little bit of money. But you got financing stuff, too.
Yeah, that's correct. Listen, nobody's buying a house cash. Most people finance their automobiles. It just makes sense that we offer financing for generators because some people's cash flow is not to where they can, do it all at once. So, and we've got something for everybody. We've got payments as low as $100 a month, if you can believe that, all the way to 18 months no interest for someone who just wants to hang on to their money and everything in between that. So, a lot of people would say, man, I really want a generator, but I just can't do it cash-wise. So
when you guys go out there, I mean, I guess y'all customize depending on the size of the house or the business or the home or the trail or whatever. I'm sure you guys got to go out there and tell them what they need.
Yes.
Or offer them some different options.
And it always depends on what they want. How much do they want? Do they want something that's going to handle the whole house no matter what? When I put one in my own home, that's what I went. I didn't want to worry about going to throw breakers or worry about what's not going to be able to function or anything. So I'll put one in that handled the whole home.
I want people to know this too. Somebody might have bought a generator 20 years ago, 30 years ago. It's a lot different now, especially with the technology on these things. So they hook right up to your house. In other words, we talk about hurricanes. Everybody understands that. But what about the pop-up thunder shower? Something happens in a 24-hour period. A big storm comes in or whatever. This thing kicks on anytime. It's not just for that time of year. We remember the ice storms in the winter. It gets too cold. We get ice and lines go down. This is a year-round deal. Once you put it in, it's there.
Well, and I had shared with you previously about after I had installed my own, and that was before we were dealing with generators. It was in the middle of winter. We had an ice storm, a snowstorm, and we were the only ones in the whole neighborhood with electricity. In fact, I never even noticed that it had kicked on because it had come on normally when the electricity just blinks and comes back on.
So everything you had, you hooked up everything you had, so all your lights, all your refrigerators, freezers, everything.
And I was all electric, and the electric heater, which we all know consumes a lot of power, everything ran fine and didn't miss a beat.
Are most of these hooked up, do you keep them full up with diesel gas? How does that work?
Most of the ones we do are with natural gas or liquid propane.
So it's automatic. If you run a natural gas line to your house, you run it to that, so there's no filling up anything.
That's
it kicks on, it stays on.
That's the best case scenario. If you're all electric and you don't have access to gas, then you need to look at liquid propane. You have to look at whether you're going to bury the tank or leave it above ground. Sometimes in a neighborhood, they won't let you.
So like I got natural gas in my house. It's an easy hookup.
That's the best.
See, and Brandon says I don't ask good questions.
That's the best case scenario.
No, it is. That's why I asked the question. That way you're not dealing with diesel gas or anything else.
Correct.
If you already have natural gas coming in, you guys can hook up the Cummins generator. And so not only does it kick on, if you're down for 24 or 48 hours, it's running the whole time. You never miss a beat.
There you go. And you were talking about helping people figure out what size generator to get. We just dealt with some special needs housing people in Acadia Parish. They've got special needs where they put 8 people per house, and they've got to have everything available from sleep apnea machines to all the utilities. So they wanted to make sure that everything could operate all the time. Some people say, I just want my AC and my refrigerator to work. So we give people enough information so they can make their own decision on what they want.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You customize wherever you go. Now, What about for big companies and big buildings and things of that nature? Y'all can handle jobs that big too?
Absolutely. We just sold a 100 kW generator this morning for Pitkin Water Company up in Pitkin, Louisiana.
Okay. So you're making my point then.
Yes.
You can help the biggest or the smallest, from somebody that's in a trailer to a small house to a big mansion. You guys can take care of any of that.
We can provide, if they're needing a new generator, up to 2 megawatt. And that's, I'll just say huge. As far as servicing them, we can service any generator out there of any size out there.
So in other words, if they're not a Cummins generator and didn't buy it from you, you still want their service business.
That's correct.
You want to, so somebody's sitting out. By the way, how often do you guys think that people ought to service these generators? Because I think if you go a year, let's say nothing really happened, no hurricane, no big storm, you kind of forget it's there.
Yes.
So how often should they service it? 'Cause you ought to service it.
At least twice a year. And, you go out, after it's been serviced once, okay, here's your next calendar year. You're going to go out at the 6-month mark. You're going to inspect it. You're going to clean it up. You're going to check the intake and outtake because dirt daubers and stuff gets up in there.
Absolutely.
You're going to check all the fluids. You're actually going to start it up and put a little load on it.
And just to make sure when it really needed, it works.
Absolutely.
Yes. But if you're not getting it serviced and you sit there for a couple, 3 years and all of a sudden you have a problem, first thing they're going to do is want to blame the company.
That's correct.
But it's just like a vehicle. I mean, I got a vehicle. I change my oil every 3,000 or 4,000 miles. There's a reason you do that. The reason why you check it out.
Yeah, and if you had a car that you never use, you go start it every once in a while and just let it idle. That's not the same thing as taking it out, stepping on the gas, and blowing the carbon out the tailpipe.
Do y'all offer any kind of service contract for a year contract? Do y'all, and I'm just asking off the top of my head. Do you?
Yes.
So if somebody wants to buy a service contract for a year, 5 years, whatever, you could offer that.
If they switch to us, if they have an existing contract and they switch to us, we're going to give them a year free just to come over to us.
So they come over to y'all, and y'all can check it out a couple of times for that year, and then anything long term, of course, they can sign.
We're looking for a relationship,
Absolutely.
Moon. And getting back to the hurricane season, we've been stocking inventory of Cummins generators, anticipating a rush. We've been staffing up.
Y'all can deliver most of the stuff y'all need right now and get it done.
And we've also hired additional staff to try to keep up with the demand. So we're trying to be proactive this year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think y'all do a great job. I know I've heard some great comments from people that y'all run across people that say, hey, I use your boys. I didn't know y'all were my boys. That means I'm buying lunch, Brandon. It's my boy.
For once.
For once. Oh, my God. You know what?
I'm not joining that
Peter,
one.
let's get out of the way with the lightning strikes. Anyway, but he did buy last time, but you were gone. I just want to let you know that. But, hey, guys, Sirius Technology, let's talk about how can they get in touch with y'all.
Listen, they can call us at 337-457-1818. They can go to the website, www.siriususa.com. That's SIRIUSUSA.com.
It's about that simple, guys. It's about that simple. All they got to do is get in touch with y'all.
That's right.
You can get them taken care of. And if you're out there, you have a generator, and you want these guys to maybe take over your servicing contract and to service it, they can call you. You put them up for a year for free. You check them out a couple of times, make sure that stuff is going well.
And don't wait until a hurricane gets in the Gulf.
No.
And look, that's not a line to try and pressure people into.
By the way,
it's a reality.
If one hits in the Gulf, you'd be glad to service them in a day. But sooner or later, it's going to get too close for you to service enough people. So if you get 40 calls or 30 calls, you might only get to 10 of them. I know what you're saying. That's nothing to do with pressure. What you're saying is, if you have one, let us come make sure it's serviced properly. If you don't have one, give us a shot at it, because we think we got this Cummins generator, which y'all feel like is the best in the business, so y'all wouldn't be selling it.
Exactly. And look, we're authorized dealers for other manufacturers.
Sure.
But we push Cummins because Cummins is the best.
If somebody wants something else and you can do it, you'll take care of it.
Yes.
Guys, it's about that simple. One more time, number and website.
The number is 337-457-1818 or www.siriususa.com, SIRIUSUSA.com.
There it is. All right, guys. Thank y'all, as usual.
Thank you, Moon.
Thanks, Moon. All right, quick break. One more segment to go, and that's going to do me. I'm headed on vacation. Well, actually, I got to work today, but I'm headed tomorrow. All right, we'll take a quick break. 844-766-6607. Hickson has it hotline. We'll be right back.